Hi guys, welcome back. I don't know if you can see my mirror. I don't think you can. So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well and having a great week. Here in my world, it's actually Monday and we have just surpassed my 2-year YouTube anniversary / birthday / whatever you want to call it. And we also just passed the 20k mark. So in celebration of those two huge landmarks, let's go with it, we've said it now, can't take it back, we're recording. There's evidence and apparently, potentially 20,000 witnesses of you guys so far. So grab a snack. I've got a coffee. I asked you guys what you wanted me to do for my 2-year anniversary video and you said you wanted a get ready with me, just to chat. I'm gonna try all the new makeup and just new bits I haven't used on my channel recently. I've picked up and been liking. I'm also gonna be answering some of the questions that you guys posed me on my community tab. It's gonna be a long one. There's a lot to fit in. Okay, a lot to let you guys know about. So without further ado, let's just start putting makeup on. Oh, and the first thing is that I've realised I've left my paint pot upstairs and the powder to set my lid. So, so before we go any further, I must let you know these earrings, by the way, which are these mega cute little dangling hearts, and this beautiful ring, I will link down below, but they were sent to me by Happiness Boutique. So thank you so much to Happiness Boutique because they are just so cute. And you know, I don't know about you guys, I never buy myself jewellery. I sometimes ask for things like on my birthday, but I think people are just too scared to get jewellery for other people without you literally telling them what you want, because you know, it is so personal, isn't it? So it was such a treat for them to let me choose some pieces from their website, and they're just lovely and so cute. And I can wear them swimming and in the shower, which is important to me because I am all about the lazy life, and even just taking jewellery off to get in the shower is a bit much of a struggle for me. But they also ship internationally, so all of my babes in Oz and all of you who like to join me from the US, nobody is left out, and I will leave all the information in the box on these and this gorgeous ring. Everything's rose gold on me at the moment. I'm just loving a bit of rose gold, you know? And they have given me a discount code for all of you. This is not an affiliate, so you don't have to worry about, you know, you're not gonna be making me rich. It's just about saving some dollars. Speaking of which, this wasn't an official submitted question, but someone did ask me this on my Instagram the other day because I had posted saying that I think it was when I did my advert for Yes Style. Yes Style, if you don't know, they are a big Korean skincare website. Like, they stock all the big Korean skincare brands as well as loads of other stuff. They had asked me to make like an advert for them. Should I zoom in? Are we a bit far away? That's further. That's a bit better. So I'm using my Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2, which was gifted to me from Sigma. Amazingly, they sent me a box of makeup and just like all kinds of goodies, which was a highlight of the last 2 years for me, because you guys know I have loads of Sigma stuff, loads of brushes. I use their brushes in every video. So to actually get a package from a brand that I love and use all the time was a big deal. So I'm using the shade Toasty. By the way, the shades are on the back, which is handy because I can say I'm using Toasty, but weirdly it's the other way around. So Toasty is actually here. So don't think I'm lying to you, it's just backwards. So yeah, I posted on my Instagram that I'd received this package of skincare from Yes Style, and it wasn't even to go on my channel. They basically wanted me to make a video using the products that they could use on their Facebook, which I was very happy to do. And actually the products they wanted me to try were products I've really wanted to try and brands I've really wanted to try and have never been able to, or just haven't got round to it. So I was very excited to do that. And then someone who said they were a subscriber, and apparently because of the way I answered her is no longer a subscriber, so brace yourself. Apparently I was very offensive to her, enough to make her say that she didn't want to subscribe to me anymore, even though I feel that I was just trying to help give her some advice based on her question, but you be the judge, because it is hard to communicate, you know, on things like Instagram and YouTube, and I do try, as you know, to reply to every comment. Loud traffic today, guys. But I'll have an update for you on that later. Someone remind me to update you about the traffic. So yeah, so basically a subscriber apparently on my Instagram told me or asked me, oh, now that you're getting PR sent to you, are you going to stop being honest on YouTube? Something along those lines. Which, don't get me wrong, I was a little like irked by. I was a little bit like, ooh, weird question, because I just for me, I feel like I've no idea why getting sent PR would suddenly make you a liar. I don't know why. But I mean, she wasn't asking it really aggressively. She obviously in her mind didn't think it was rude or there was anything wrong with asking that question. But I was a little bit like, oh, like, that's what you think of me. You think that, you know, if I get PR, I'm going to lie about it all, which was a really odd question to me. So anyway, I just replied trying to be helpful, I guess, or trying to give my honest answer, which is what she's asked for. You know, she's asked a very blunt, honest question, and I've answered it as honestly as I can. So my answer to her, which caused her apparently to unsubscribe immediately from me without passing go and without collecting £100, was that if you feel that you are questioning someone's integrity, if you are not sure you trust somebody, I just think you should unsubscribe. I don't think you should follow that person. And that's not just necessarily about me, that is about anybody. If you follow anyone and you think they are lying in their reviews or they're not being honest about sponsorships or anything like that, my advice is unfollow. That's my advice. She seemed to think this was extremely attacky and aggressive, and immediately apparently unsubscribed from me, which I'm still confused about to this day, because that is just genuinely my advice to you. I'm a bit confused by it, but that is my advice to you guys as well. If you think you can't trust me, if you think I'm not being honest with you, that would be my advice to you, and to anyone with any other channel. By the way, I've now gone in with the shades Passion Fruit, which is apparently over here, and then Henna, which is this just sort of teddy brown shade in my crease. So yeah, so that just so you know, that's how I feel about PR and sponsorships. I will always try my best, as I have done with this palette, as I have done with my jewellery today, to let you know if something was sent to me. Over the last sort of 6 months, I've been offered all kinds of things, makeup, objects, skincare things, equipment, like you name it, I've been offered it. And I would say 75% to 85% of stuff I've just said, I don't know, thank you. Just to being sent it, not to, you know, review it, not to be sponsored in a video, but just that I don't want it or need it. Now on my lid, I'm going in with Beaming, which is like a sort of dusty rose shade that I've been loving. This is kind of my go-to combo with this palette. It is a really nice palette, and this is definitely one I would take on holiday, because it's just got everything you could need in there, like for every kind of occasion or mood, you know. And this is my first makeup item from Sigma. I've always used their brushes, but I haven't tried their like shadows and things before, so I'm really excited to try it all out. But yeah, so that's kind of how I feel. Any brand that has asked to send me something, and I've looked at the item, I've looked at the website, how I've kind of gone about it is I'm like, one, if I don't think you guys are going to be interested in it, and I don't think I'm going to be interested in it, or I don't think I'm going to like it, or I just don't want it or need it, I've said no. Because a lot of these brands are small brands. I don't want them wasting their product or their money on me. And I don't want to just receive a load of stuff for no reason just because it's free. So for me, it's been a real case of whenever anyone's contacted me and said, oh, this is the Sigma mascara, by the way, which I've never tried before. And it is interesting. She has rubber bristles, which is new, and it's a bit of a curved, like, brush. I do like rubber bristles, you know. I've never tried this mascara before, so I've no idea. I love the smell of mascara. Is that weird? Yeah, so if I don't actually really want the product or the item that someone is asking to send to me, I just say no, because I just don't want them to waste it. I don't want to feel obliged to, you know, have to use it somehow or shoehorn it into a video that I just don't think you guys are going to be that interested in, or I don't think you are going to. It's actually quite hard to get that back in the hole, you know, because of the bend. That's what she said. This is going downhill fast, isn't it? I just feel like this mascara is not really doing much for me. It's not my usual Monsieur Big, that's for sure. So anyway, as we've grown, yeah, we've got to 20k, I've started to receive the odd PR package and sponsored video offer now. So I just want to really let you know my rules, where I stand on it, all that kind of stuff. And I think the main thing is just to always tell you, or at least put it in the description box if I'm, like, depending on the type of video, whether it's easy for me to do that or not. To just let you know if something was sent to me, to let you know if something is sponsored, and not in a way where it's like hidden. You know, if it's a sponsored video, I think you should say it's a sponsored video, because honestly, I don't see anything wrong with sponsored videos as long as you're going to be honest and as long as it's something that makes sense. Like, I've been asked to do some really weird sponsored videos and I've said no because it doesn't make sense on my channel. It's not something I think you guys would be interested in. I'm also a straight no if the brand does not ship to the UK, because I'm like, I'm a UK YouTuber, how could I possibly use something, be like, oh, look at this amazing thing, you can't get it. So that's been a straight no for me so far as well, is that if you guys can't get it, I don't want it either. So I'm going to answer a couple of you guys' questions now on my community page. If you don't know what community page is, by the way, people ask me and they think I'm mad. I will show you a little like screen record or something on the screen now to show you where to find it. Basically, in case I forget to do that, you just go to my profile on YouTube, go to my channel. At the top of the page, it will say something like home, videos, community. Click on community, that's where all of the chat goes down. That is where the tea is. Get involved, vote, have a say, you know, your say, your way. So I'm going to start asking some of your questions now. So Deb says, if I could pick 3 YouTubers to do a collab with, who would they be and why? So I'm going to pick 3 people that I have chatted to on YouTube, people that I feel like I've made friends with, people who have supported me in some way or another, who have helped me, who have inspired me. And those are obviously my girl Mel Thompson, the very beautiful Samantha March. Both of those women have really supported me, given me advice, helped me out during my time here on YouTube. And I love women's women, you know? I love women who support other women and who just really like want to help with there's no reason for them to help me. There's nothing, you know, untoward. It's just really nice people supporting and helping others. So for sure, those girls will always be my top 2 collabers. And the third person, Stephanie Lang, she kind of found me through my big video about why my makeup doesn't look like their makeup, and she decided to make a similar video. She shouted me out in the video, explained where she got the idea from, and we've kind of chatted a little bit since then. But I was always a subscriber of her before that happened. I love her, just her whole lifestyle. And her channel, she is an incredible teacher. I've learned a lot from her. She has hooded eyes. She does a lot of mature skin tutorials, things like that with her mother, which is all really helpful stuff that a lot of people don't do on YouTube. So those would be my 3. And then Buyer's got a question. Beautiful Buyer says, do I ever feel unmotivated when I'm about to film and don't want to film, but I just have to / need to, and what do I do? I guess kind of, yes. I'm using my Born This Way, by the way. Born This Way, by the way. I kind of do. I think for me, I tend to try and film really far ahead so that if I'm ill or like something's going on with my kids or work or something like that, so I can't film, or like, you know, I'm tired or I'm just not well enough, or like, I know a little while ago I lost my voice, so that's quite hard to film with no voice, you know. So I do try to keep like a lot of videos in the locker for those scenarios, and if I did just, you know, get up one day on a day I was supposed to film or I needed to film, and I just really didn't feel like filming, I just wouldn't, and then I'd, you know, rely on my pre-filmed videos, because I just think you can really tell. It's not like, you know, you go into work and you're just a bit off that day. I think it really comes across on camera if you're tired or ill or just not in the mood, or you're you know, maybe something's going on in your life and you're a bit upset or cross about something. I think it comes across, and I know that that has been the case for me before. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I can tell, and I guess it's harder for you guys to tell because, you know, you can sort of put on a bit of a show and whack a smile on like we all do in life sometimes, but I always feel like unhappy with the videos when I do that, so I try not to film if I'm not in the mood for it, if I haven't got, you know, the energy or whatever, or something else is going on that's putting me in a Debbie Downer. But if I have to, say I don't have any videos in the locker and I've got to film or miss a video, which, by the way, I have not missed a single video in 2 years, 3 videos a week. I have yet to miss a single upload. Watch me now forget to upload this video. So yeah, I think the main thing is to just, one, I think a lot of the time you might feel like really tired and like, ooh, I'm not in the mood to film, or maybe you've got to film a video, like when I do my 10 looks one palette, they're always such a chore. Obviously it's a lot of work. I just put concealer in my eyebrow. Yeah. By the way, this is the Armani concealer, which is, I picked up the shade 4.5. I know I told you guys I was having issues with the shade, and this is somehow perfect. I somehow just guessed and nailed it, which is very unusual for me. But yeah, I think the main thing is a lot of the time, it's a bit like when you don't want to go to the gym, isn't it? Like, you know, when you don't want to go to the gym and then actually you get there and it's fine. That's what I feel like with YouTube. Like this morning I was a bit like, no, I'm just having a lazy day, and sort of getting up and bringing all my makeup down and all of that kind of stuff. Like if it wasn't for YouTube, today would probably be a no makeup day, because sometimes I just can't bother putting makeup on. But obviously otherwise this video would have been a bit weird. It would have just been me sitting here not getting ready, me just not getting ready and not get ready with me. But then once, like, you know, I bring all my stuff down, start filming, I get into the swing and I love it and I really enjoy it. I think just sometimes you just got to kind of get on with it, haven't you? And I guess it's like it's not really a job, I guess, for me, but it's like any job, isn't it, that sometimes we don't want to go to work and we just have to. And actually a lot of the time it's better than we think in our head that it's going to be, you know, so it will be fine. But yeah, I think I just try to avoid it. If I'm not in the mood, I try and rely on pre-film, so just try and do that as much as you can. Always have a few in the locker in case you're ill, in case you are on holiday or something goes on with the kids. Like, that's really my advice. I've been getting questions recently about like my tan, because apparently I look tanned and I'm really not. Like, we have started to get, like, it's really sunny today and the weather is like really very spring-like at the moment. It's my Natasha sculpting powder. But I mean, I haven't been sunbathing or anything, and I don't have strap marks really at all, so I don't think I have actually picked up a tan. This is when people start accusing me of using fake tan all the time, and it's just so weird to me. Like, I'm so confused, because obviously I get more tanned in the summer. I think the issue that I have is that I get so tanned. Like I go from an NC 30 in winter to like an NC 40, 42 in summer. If I go on holiday, I'll be an NC 42 by the time I get home. And I think that's why people struggle to believe it, because I think apparently that is a lot. It's like a big difference, but I think it's just because I am like medium skin toned and I have like an olive complexion, so I obviously do just pick up a lot of colour when I'm in the sun. But I will say I haven't caught the sun yet, and I think what has actually happened, whereas people think I've suddenly got really tanned, is that I changed my camera settings. So when I like changed all like my lighting and my setup and I moved everything around, I started off just using like the automatic settings because I didn't know what I was doing. And as I've been trying to sort of learn about cameras and settings and trying to make the light as like natural lighting as possible and as realistic as possible, I have just been changing my settings and I'm really happy with them now. So I think what's actually happened is that now you're just kind of seeing my normal skin tone for what it always has been. It's just that I think my camera settings and my lighting was washing me out for a bit. So yeah, I think that's all that's happened. But yeah, I mean, you will see now, from now on, I'm just going to get darker and darker as this sun starts to shine, because that is what happens to me in my skin, and I can't explain it to you. People want to tell you that I'm a liar and that I'm using fake tan, which is fine if that's what you want to think. I mean, that is the weirdest comments I get on my channel, is people telling me I'm a liar, and I'm obviously off getting a spray tan every single day of my life, which is really weird to me because I've barely used fake tan my whole life. I sometimes in the winter will put a bit on my legs, you know, because my legs just really never seem to get anywhere near as brown as like my shoulders and my chest, which obviously catches the sun more. And obviously my face is always lighter because I am quite careful about SPF and stuff like that, so my face is always a bit like lighter than my body. But people seem to be convinced that I'm whacking on fake tan. Here you go. For anyone thinking I'm wearing fake tan, hopefully that answers that question. But you will see once we hit summer, I will start getting dragged in the comments, people telling you that I'm wearing fake tan. So just so you know, we've had that conversation, guys. We've done it. We've done it. I can't explain it to you. I just get really tanned. Going back to my questions, Bron asks me, how do I decide what videos I'm going to do? How do I decide what products I'm going to review? So I think I keep a list on my phone, and it has just literally got hundreds of like video ideas and things like that. So if it's not reviews, like reviews are different. Like I'm first and foremost like a beauty addict, a beauty fan, a makeup hoarder, a makeup fan, a makeup collector, whatever you want to call me. That is why and how I started my channel. And I'm still very much that way. So I keep up to date with all the new releases. I research everything. But obviously I have to budget, and I'm like, I have a budget because obviously I want to buy stuff just for myself. And then the stuff that I think will be good for my channel, and they're not always the same things. So I'm very careful with my budget for my channel. I don't really ever want to be, like it was different when I first got started, but nowadays I always try to make sure I break even on like purchases that are specifically that I wouldn't have bought if not for my channel. So I do have to make a lot of choices. I can't buy and review everything. People are, you know, quite often asking me, please review this, please can you get this? And a lot of the time I'm just like, I'm really sorry, I can't buy everything. I can't try everything. And I know people get cross with me for not doing more drugstore, but I guess my kind of preference is high-end makeup, so it's easier for me to review that because I probably would have purchased it anyway, so it's not additional money for me to buy it. And although drugstore stuff is obviously more affordable, it's still money, and if I wouldn't have bought it anyway, I have to be careful. I can't just, what have I done to my brows? This is, so yeah, I look at all of the like makeup news channels. I keep very up to date with all of the beauty websites, keeping an eye what's coming in, and it's really just about making a call as to whether I think there'll be a lot of interest in it, whether I think I can get the product quickly enough. As you know, I don't live in a major city where I can just pop to Selfridges or anything like that. Most of my makeup I have to order online. So if I think I can get it quickly so that there's still going to be interest, so that the video is still going to do well, that's kind of how I try and make my choices. But yeah, like I said, I can't review everything, and the reason I don't do more drugstore is because it's just not my personal preference. So it is, everything I review from the drugstore is like especially purchased for my channel, and I have to limit how much I can do of that. Lisa asked me to pick one item from each category of makeup for all time, which I literally cannot physically do in this video because we'll be here, like that is a whole video in itself, and I have actually already made that video. Can't possibly do it again. This is my Anastasia Liquid Glow, by the way, which I got from my TK Maxx little haul that I did recently. But yes, Lisa, I'm wondering now with your question whether it's time to do that video again, whether I need a redo. If it's been a little while since I did that video, maybe I need to revisit that one. Bridget Time says, how do you stick to a schedule? I mean, that for me is really not an option, like it's not a choice. I have to stick to my schedule. So I only can film on a Monday because that's the only day where I'm either not working or I don't have my kids. Like my daughter is now in school, but my son is only in nursery 1 day a week. So the rest of the week, other than a Monday, I can't film. So I have to film and edit everything on a Monday. So for me, it's just about making the most of that day, doing as much as I can in that day. And I quite often have to edit in the evenings for that during the rest of the week once the kids have gone to bed. Yeah, and I think it's really just important to make your schedule whatever it is that you can manage. I see people uploading every single day, and obviously the more you upload, the quicker you can grow, but you can only do what you can do, and I think it's more important to stick to what you can achieve than try and keep up with people who obviously have different commitments or different set of circumstances to you, because you're going to end up missing uploads, and I think that's a bigger detriment than, you know, uploading more when you can't actually manage it. Like, don't break yourself. If you're doing good stuff, you're putting out good content, you're going to grow anyway. So just, you know, make your own schedule. Don't try and compete with other people's, and just try and stick to it as best you can. So Kat actually said that she loves it when I talk about what I'm watching on Netflix, and I'm going to do a whole video on that soon. Like my Netflix recommendations and reviews and things like that, because I think that would be quite fun. I'm going to use one of my Daniel Sandler bloods. What am I on about? I'm going to use the shade Luxe, one of his liquid blushes. That's what I feel like doing today, you know. So yeah, so I'm going to do a whole video on that soon. And she also says, what's my favourite like non-profit or charity? I have a few. I think generally I like small, like local charities that I know and that I can see, and I know how they spend their money, and you kind of give back and stuff. My family, we love Longley, which is a animal, what would you call it? Like a wildlife park, which is near to me, and we are like season ticket holders, and we go there a lot, and they support Tusk, which is like a wildlife charity. So I love supporting them, and we do all of their like events and things like that. Also the hospital where I had my daughter and where they saved my son when he was very, very poorly when he was a baby. That is again obviously very important to us to support them. And cancer research again is a massive one for us and our family. And then at our wedding we actually supported Diabetes UK, because that is really important. My mother-in-law, we lost my mother-in-law to diabetes before I actually got a chance to meet her, which is really sad. So at our wedding we supported them instead of doing favours. So that's obviously an important one to us, like if like my husband does, you know, 10Ks and half marathons, things like that. So those would kind of be the ones like cancer research or Diabetes UK, which would be the ones that we would support for that. But generally we would choose like animal and children charities. That also says, who would I call in an emergency situation? I mean, it would always be my husband, I guess. But, you know, he is in work without a phone a lot of the time. So if he didn't pick up, I mean, I was going to say my mum, but she's exactly the same. So I'll probably just end up dying there, to be honest. We did actually have, like when I just spoke about when my son was really ill when he was 10 weeks old. And it was literally the middle of the night when the ambulance came. And I had to go in the ambulance with him. And obviously my husband wanted to come as well, but my daughter was like would have been 2 at the time. So we were like calling all of our friends and family, trying to get someone to come and like look after our little girl so that Danny could meet me at the hospital, and literally no one answered their phones, and it was the most stressful, as you can imagine, time of life. So now I'm like, my phone is just always on, like I have it on like rest mode, so in the night it doesn't make any noises for like texts or anything, but if you call it rings, because I'm just so that the memories from that night and the fact that no one was answering because everybody's phones were on silent is just, and obviously everyone has never forgiven themselves because they all wake up to these like horrific voicemails of me screaming down the phone begging for help, especially my mum will never forgive herself. My dad actually tells this hilarious story about how my mum woke up, heard this voicemail and literally just ran from the house, like just ran from the house, wouldn't even wait for him, wouldn't wait for my dad, was just gone in a panic, like standard mum life. How did you start your channel? I mean, I just did. I guess, yeah, so I was an avid YouTube viewer, fan, watcher. I was on maternity leave and then I got made redundant from part of my job. So I just literally just decided to give it a go. That was a very unexciting story, to be honest. With the next question, how did you meet your husband? It's just at work. Again, very boring. And finally, Alicia asks if my daughter is interested in makeup, and obviously I've just put up my video where she did my makeup, and actually, surprisingly, I guess after that video, the answer is no. She has literally no interest. When she was a baby, she used to just love picking stuff up out of my makeup bag, mainly eating it, you know, just chewing on it, throwing it around, you know, like, but no, she has no interest. Obviously, she comes in my bedroom when I'm getting ready a lot, and just sits playing. She never wants to join in, she never wants to, you know, try it on. And in fact, she won't even let me do her hair. She's no interest. By the way, this is one of the new Bobbi Brown Crushed liquid lips. It's in the shade Mango Mood, and I love it. I just use a tiny little bit because otherwise it's very, very bright. Every day I use it with my Spice, oh no, actually that's Strip Down liner, and a little bit of this just smudged in the middle, and I'm loving it. Yeah, so my daughter, she won't even let me like touch her hair, do her hair. She won't even let me brush it most days. She's just no interest in any of that's life, which is absolutely fine by me. I'm just like, you know, if she wanted to play with it, that would be fine. But if I'm certainly not gonna like try and make her. She comes to me when she's a teenager and she wants to learn, and I'll like for sure, like I think that'd be a nice thing to learn and to do together. But it's certainly not something I care about whether she likes makeup or not. It's just, I mean, I was very much a tomboy when I was little, so it's not something I'm really expecting her to care about. Okay, and there you have it. We are ready. I am ready for my very exciting day. I'm actually going to IKEA. That's what I was gonna, no one reminded me to talk to you about the traffic. Who was supposed to be reminding me about that? So, as you know, and you've probably experienced during this video, there is a road bike behind me that often causes us problems. Like that. Noise, traffic, people like to just sit outside my house with the engine running sometimes, lorries reversing, motorbikes, it's all very, very annoying. In the next few weeks, I am going to be moving all of my filming space, and my whole background is going to completely change, and we are going to be in a completely new and hopefully much more quiet location. It's also going to be much easier for me getting everything ready because it's going to be much closer to like where I would normally do all my makeup and keep my makeup. So thank you for not complaining too much about the noise of the road. I've hardly had any complaints, even though for me I guess it is very annoying because I have to keep stopping. So we're going to be getting an all new background, an all new place to film, and it's going to be much easier, quieter, and hopefully better for you guys too. So once again, thank you so much for all your support. Like, I think of you guys as like my family. You are the ones whose name I know, who I know where you live. I mean, not your actual address, don't worry. I know where you're from, I know like about your families, I follow you on Instagram, I've got all of your Instagrams are approved when you message me. Like, you are the real ones, the MVPs. And as much as if we do or we don't grow any bigger, I am so grateful for you guys for being the firsts, the ones who supported me, who I talk to all the time, and have just been here for the start of this journey. So I just want to say a huge thank you. It has been an epic 2 years with you all, so thank you for being a part of that. I love you all very much, and I can't wait to see you in the future video. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye 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 bye.